An East Texas teen wanted in connection with the deaths of 3 others in East Texas is now in custody. Authorities say he turned himself in. More details to come. And President Trump is in Japan today, meeting with the emperor and new prime minister as trade talks with China continue and tensions rise in Venezuela. More details just ahead. And former NFL star Adrian Peterson is expected in court later today after being arrested over the weekend. We'll have the latest ahead on Morning Y'all.
And we got some very low visibilities because of some fog in some spots. We're going to take a look at the lowest visibilities and how long they will last in your forecast coming up. So stay right there because Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus starts right now.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
A deal that would keep TikTok operating in the U.S. could be finalized as soon as Thursday. That's according to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who said that all the details have been ironed out. The president is in the region right now. More on this and his Asia trip just ahead. Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon. Jesus Martinez has this Monday morning off. Be careful as you get ready to hit the road this morning. It's not just Monday we have to deal with, but that fog for some people too.
Yeah, absolutely. The current visibilities out there, they are very, very low in some spots. So we definitely have to keep a close eye on that and keep that in mind as you're heading out the door this morning. Center is our lowest visibility at less than a quarter mile of visibilities. We got 2 mile visibilities in Henderson at this time, and then a quarter mile visibilities in Gilmer just up the road there. So yes, we are definitely going to be dealing with some low visibilities here across the area. You can kind of see it's starting to fade away here in Nacogdoches this morning. Got a little bit of haze you can see off into the distance over the trees. Now keep in mind there will be a couple of areas within Nacogdoches that might be a little bit lower than others, especially when it comes to where the placement of the sensor is right at the airport. So the sensor at the airport might be reading one thing, but it might be a little bit worse or better in other locations. But here's a look at the temperatures here across the area from those sensors. Upper 50s, low 60s are what we got this morning. Should be in the upper 70s by this afternoon. Partly cloudy skies, southeast winds 5 miles per hour. Scattered thunderstorms possible for Tuesday ahead of a cold front. Then once that moves through, we got some very gusty winds that we're going to have to watch for. We'll talk about it in your full forecast coming up.
All right. Thank you, Joel. Well, the teen accused of murdering 3 teens in Deep East Texas is in custody this morning. Nacogdoches police say he turned himself in to authorities last night. Police say 17-year-old Hector Correnta was wanted for the shooting deaths of 17-year-old DeQuavius Brooks, 18-year-old Edward Alejandro Rivera, and a 16-year-old. Happened around 10:30 Friday morning on Hackberry Street in Nacogdoches. Correnta's in the Nacogdoches Law Enforcement Center this morning. We'll continue to update you on this story as more information becomes available. Now to developing news we're following this morning. Former NFL star and East Texas native Adrian Peterson is under arrest again, this time in Sugar Land, just southwest of Houston. Police say the ex-Minnesota Vikings running back was taken into custody Sunday morning, accused of driving while intoxicated and with unlawful carrying of a weapon. Peterson will appear in court later today. Authorities say this case is still under investigation. Earlier this year, Peterson was arrested in Minnesota for driving 83 in a 55 with a blood alcohol level of 0.14. President Trump is in Japan today after an eventful stop in Malaysia on Sunday, where the president touted himself as a peacemaker while presiding over a peace treaty signing between Cambodia and Thailand. The president made his first stop in Japan at the imperial residence for a meeting with the country's emperor. All eyes are on the president's planned sit-down dinner later this week with the leader of China, with high expectations that the two will finalize a trade deal. And earlier today, the president said that could include an agreement over the social media platform TikTok. CBS News' Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
President Trump is spending the second leg of his week-long Asia trip in Japan today for meetings with the country's emperor and new prime minister.
I look forward to meeting the new prime minister. I hear phenomenal things.
It follows an enthusiastic welcome in Kuala Lumpur Sunday, where the president also attended an Association of Southeast Asian Nations gathering and presided over a peace agreement signing between Cambodia and Thailand after a brief conflict in July.
We saved maybe millions of lives on this
one-peace deal.
But trade is top of mind, with President Trump set to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping later this week in South Korea.
I think we're going to have a successful transaction for both countries.
After meetings between U.S. and Chinese trade negotiators, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the president's threat to slap China with a 100% tariff is effectively off the table, and that China is likely to remove the threat of export controls on rare earth minerals. Bessent says the two nations are also expected to wrap up agreements on TikTok and U.S. soybean exports this week.
The soybean farmers are going to be extremely happy with this deal.
Meanwhile, back home, tensions are ratcheting up between the U.S. and Venezuela, with a U.S. warship docking in Trinidad and Tobago over the weekend. Venezuela has called the move a hostile provocation. This after the U.S. has struck multiple alleged drug trafficking boats in recent weeks, killing more than 40 people. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Now back to President Trump's trip to Asia. On his way over, the president said he is open to meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. This morning, a South Korean official told reporters, though, that she doesn't think that's a meeting between the two that will happen. Well, we are learning new details about what state crews are doing to clear homeless camps in Austin. Last week, crews with Texas DPS, the Texas State Guard, and the Texas Department of Criminal Justice began working to clean camps and arrest repeat felony offenders. DPS says the operation is still underway and is continuing to take place in multiple areas. Governor Greg Abbott spoke to reporters Friday. He says the operation is about making Austin safe and clean, and signaled the operation could expand to other cities across the state if they do not clean up homeless camps themselves. City leaders say they're frustrated by the lack of coordination from the state. Governor Abbott says they are deferring to the city for where to send those removed from homeless camps, but the state has prepared locations to use if Austin cannot help. It's 7:08, time for your morning headlines. Another deadly weekend in Ukraine. Russian drones struck Ukraine's capital city on Saturday night, killing 3 people in their homes. At least 29 people were hurt, including 7 children. Ukrainian officials say a 19-year-old woman and her 46-year-old mother were among those killed. Cleanup is underway in parts of Mississippi after tornadoes hit the area Sunday morning. This was part of a band of severe storms that made its way through the Deep South. No injuries were reported, but a number of buildings, including a Mexican restaurant, were damaged. Power was knocked out to thousands of homes. Hormel is recalling nearly 5 million pounds of frozen, ready-to-eat chicken products because they could contain pieces of metal. According to a post by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the recall was initiated after multiple complaints from food service customers who found metal in their chicken products, which Hormel now says is believed to have come from a conveyor belt used in production. No illnesses or injuries have been reported so far. The USDA is concerned that recalled Hormel chicken products could still be in hotel and restaurant freezers. Another big weekend at the box office for the anime Chainsaw Man. The movie Reze Arc took the top spot in North America with more than $17 million. Horror sequel Black Phone 2 came in second with $13 million. And romantic drama Regretting You was third, earning more than $12 million. I don't know about you, but some call it the official food of Texas, a main course that's usually best served with a side of mashed potatoes and green beans. But there's still some mysteries surrounding where a Texas favorite came from. Here's the story from Bob Buckaloo.
Rolling through the fields of West Texas cotton, on the way to La Mesa, Texas, folks there call it La Mesa, a town that celebrates a food dish so popular, so familiar, that it's been estimated that 800,000 of them are served every day. Chicken fried steak ranks right up there with tacos and barbecue as the food that's served most often in cafes and restaurants across the Lone Star State. But where did the idea come from of rolling a small cut of meat into a batter and frying it? Some believe it originated at a cafe in La Mesa in 1911. That's why they celebrate it in that town. But the story isn't true. It came from the mind of an Austin reporter who wrote a satirical column for the Austin American-Statesman in 1976. He says he made up the La Mesa story to help fill an empty space on a newspaper page. That man is retired journalist Larry Besaw.
Probably if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't. I've never really been seriously challenged about, or criticized for, writing the story. Most people kind of take it in the spirit that it was intended, just good fun.
He's one of the authors of a 206-page book called I'll Have the Chicken Fried Steak, in which the true origin of the famous main course is revealed. Lead author Mike Cox.
I wanted to tell the story not only of the gag, but also the true history of the chicken fried steak. It's certainly become a Texas icon. It just tastes so dadgum good. I think that's the main thing.
Far away from La Mesa at the Texan Cafe in Hutto, chicken fried steak is just about the most popular item on the menu. The dish has been the choice of presidents, governors, working folks, celebrities, even convicts, where it's reported that a prison riot in 1935 was ended when the warden promised to start serving them chicken fried steak. So, break out of your diet, Texans, eat up, and take a bite into an authentic piece of Texas history. Bob Buckaloo.
That was a good little piece of Texas history. All right, back here in East Texas, Boo at the Zoo gave East Texas kiddos an early start on Halloween, and the animals too, of course. It was a 2-day event that had to turn into one because of rain, but it didn't stop any from having fun. Once it happened, little ones all dressed in their best costumes were running around, checking out the animals at the zoo, both kids and, of course, the animals like that elephant right there got in on their own trick-or-treats. My guess is it was mostly treats. Well, that wasn't the only major event that happened this weekend. Take a look at these shots from the Green Street Monster Fest. Took place Saturday night in Longview under the bridge. Sonny Sweeney, Wes Jeans performed along with headliner Bowling for Soup. The festival gets its name from the infamous Green Street Bridge, known for eating 18-wheelers that are too tall to pass underneath. All right, it is 7:13 now. There's a chill in the air, which means it is chili time, but here's the hot debate. Beans or no beans? Some say chili should be all meat and spices, no beans allowed. Others swear that beans make it heartier and more flavorful. So what's your take? We want to know, beans or no beans? So you're not from Texas, so it's really more of a Texas debate, this whole no beans situation. Like people will say, you're not from Texas if you put beans in your chili.
Right, interesting. Yeah, I've had it with and without.
Okay.
And honestly, it's the flavor for me.
So which is it, honestly, beans or no beans?
I don't know. I should say maybe, I would say honestly beans, because it gives you that little texture as well.
That's how I like it.
You like it?
I'm more of like I'm trying to find the post. I'm more of a beans in my chili, which I know I'm not supposed to say, being, a Texan and all, but I've never made it without beans. I've had it without beans, but I've never made it without beans.
Interesting.
Let's see what the people are saying. Monty says it depends if it's chili and beans or just chili, LOL. Okay, Monty, I see you. Daryl says no beans on a chili dog. I agree with that. Like if
I do too. Yeah.
Putting it on like a hamburger or a chili dog, right? Definitely no beans.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Okay, Jimmy's kind of got a good example. He says, I'm a country boy, born and raised on a farm in East Texas, and I grew up eating them either way. When my grandma would cook them, both ways, so it doesn't matter to me. Just saying. I like that. I feel the same way.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it just depends. If you want that little extra texture, when you bite into like the beans, then sure, go for it. But I really like the taste either way.
All right, we've got this posted over on Facebook right now, so we want to hear where you fall on the debate this morning. All right, you want to win some tickets to Wonder Screams in Shreveport?
All right.
You can. You'll have the chance just by answering our question of the day that we just posed to you. You can win a family 4-pack of tickets to this haunted attraction. So head on over to our Facebook page and share your answer. Of course, we've been telling you about it all morning. So we do have one winner already. Today's winner of a family 4-pack of tickets to Wonder Screams in Shreveport is Tabitha Wild from Mount Enterprise. Congratulations. Stop by our station located in Tyler to pick up those tickets.
All right.
All right, the traffic for some is going to be a little dicey.
A little dicey indeed, especially given the fog out there. As far as the vehicle traffic goes, still looking okay. We got 2 hours over to Dallas and an hour and 30 minutes over to Shreveport, so not too bad there. Still about a 2.5 hour commute up to Denison if you're heading that far, and an hour and 30 minutes down to Lufkin this morning. And some of the other routes here across the area, traffic starting to pick up a little bit in some parts of the area. Jacksonville to Nacogdoches is up to 55 minutes at this point. We got a 40-minute commute from Tyler to Longview now. We also have Tyler Palestine up to 55 minutes, and Tyler Athens this morning is a 45-minute commute. All right, let's take a look at these visibilities, right? Less than a quarter mile visibilities in Center, 2 mile visibilities in Henderson this morning. We got 3.25 mile visibilities in Palestine, and still down to about a quarter mile visibilities in Gilmer. So folks, please be careful. Leave with a little bit of extra time this morning. I am expecting that this fog will continue to last at least through 9 o'clock this morning. So you definitely have to keep that in mind. Temperatures this morning on the cool side, 50s and 60s are what we got, and then upper 70s, perhaps some low 80s in some spots this afternoon.
Thank you, Joel. Well, generous first responders are making a difference in Smith County with a big donation to the Children's Advocacy Center. More details coming up. Also in sports, LSU fires Brian Kelly. The Cowboys struggle in Denver, and the Texans, a bright spot, grab a big win. All those highlights next on Morning Y'all in Sports.
It's time for CBS19 Sports.
Hello and welcome to Sports. We're glad you're with us. There's just some things in this world that you're not supposed to do. The internet can tell you a million of them. I'm here to tell you just one of them. You're not supposed to win when you play LSU in Death Valley. And you're really not supposed to blow out the LSU Tigers. Texas A&M just did both of those things, and now Tigers head coach Brian Kelly, he's out of there. LSU has reportedly informed Kelly of their intention of dismissing him after that 49-25 loss. As LSU was once ranked as high as number 3 this season, they are now unranked after their record has sunk to 2-3 in the SEC. In his 4 seasons as Tigers head coach, Kelly had compiled a record of 34-14 and will be owed just over $54 million in buyout money. Well, how about them Dallas Cowboys? They walked into Denver feeling a mile high coming over the mountains, and I mean, why wouldn't they? They won a division rival game just this last week. Dak Prescott had all of his weapons back and firing. And the news of some big-time players coming back hit this last week. But when they stepped onto the field, let me rephrase that. When the defense stepped out onto the field, kind of all came tumbling down the mountain. Come on now, Cowboys didn't stand a chance when the Broncos were wearing those throwbacks. Half the defense just going to look and admire R.J. Harvey's run here. And with jerseys on like that, I don't really blame them. This was the first touchdown of the ball game here. End of the first after that. Broncos 25 yards out. Nix is going to take the snap, and the walls are going to slowly start closing in on him, but he's going to get it off after the punt fake. Troy Franklin right down the pipe makes it 14-3. And then a little bit later on, Dallas finally responds for 6. Here's a little sweet revenge from Javonte Williams, getting his old team back, punching it in for the boys here. R.J. Harvey was going to lead the charge again here, though. This was just on the 1, and it turned into 6. Right before halftime, Broncos spread it out. Bo Nix, plenty of time, tosses it an absolute dime. Pat Bryant, well, that's only where he could get that one. 24 yards out, 6 points. Broncos starting to build that score. Third quarter now, boys back on the line. Get it to Williams, man. He had a little day for himself. 2 tutties into the fourth quarter after this same exact story. I want you to watch how much time Bo Nix has. He's just standing there. Come on now. Perfect pass. Touchdown. Can't do that. Got to give him some pressure. Broncos are fixing to do it again. This got really bad, y'all. Enough for the playmaker, Michael Irvin, to start posting about it. He said, that cannot be an NFL defense wearing the Dallas Cowboys helmets right now.
We're going to get right back to work tonight, and if you let it bleed over into 2 and 3 games, then that means you're not a competitor, because this happens in this league.
Cowboys got the Cardinals next week on Monday night. How about the Texans? They were having a much better day against another good team. How about Stroud here hitting his man, Jaden Higgins? And you know what? The Texans look just as good. They got some good uniforms on themselves. They look better when you're dancing in them. Next one. I don't know how Mac Jones got this ball in. I don't know how he caught this ball, but it's good for 6. It's a must be some magic. Mac Jones, Magic Jones, whatever. Both quarterbacks finding tight windows all day. Here's Stroud hitting Xavier Hutchinson right up the stride. He's got a direct path into the end zone there. Texans back on top late in the game. San Francisco afterwards. They cut the lead down a little bit. It's just not enough, though. Texans walk away with this one 26-15, and you know what? I get it. It's really early for something like this, but it's important to remember Christmas is just a few months away, and Santa is always watching, and these Texans started way over here to start off the year. Naughty list, and I mean firmly, but hey, now they've won 2 or 3 of their last 4. They just beat a good team in San Francisco, so come on, let's move them over right there. Let's not get crazy now and put them on the nice list. They're not there yet. Still in the bottom half of that division. But hey, that is progress, people, progress. And that's all I got for you. We'll see y'all later.
All right. Thank you, Jimmy. Well, we're about to step away for a moment while we break into our over-the-air broadcast with a news update. We'll be right back with more here on CBS 19+. Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon. Thanks for being with us for this news update. The Log Cabin Fire Department is closing its doors after more than 40 years of service in Henderson County. Officials say the closure takes effect October 31st, blaming a lack of volunteers and funding. A spokesperson says the department has struggled to operate on limited resources, calling it part of a national trend of declining volunteerism. The department thanked the community for its years of support and service. In Linden, an East Texas man is accused of recklessly firing a gun and endangering multiple children. Officers were dispatched to an area on South Taylor Street around 9 p.m. Friday. A search warrant was issued for Wrangler Price's home. Officers found and seized several guns and determined Price acted recklessly. He was booked into the Cass County Jail on deadly conduct, child endangerment, and unlawful possession of a firearm charges. And a Rusk County man will spend life in prison without the possibility of parole after being found guilty of continuous sexual abuse of children. Daniel Alton Flanagan was arrested back in February in his home after a victim came forward and reported the abuse to the Rusk County Sheriff's Office. The Children's Advocacy Center got quite the gift, a $50,000 donation to help the most vulnerable in Smith County. The money was raised by first responders in a charity golf tournament, helping fund critical services for children who've been victims of abuse, neglect, or violence.
There is a large-scale system happening to ensure that a child, from the moment of their outcry all the way through the healing process and the legal process, is met with tailored care for every inch of their case. And so all of that is at no cost to our clients or to their caregivers and families.
I often think that I wish children knew that what's happening to them is happening in a very lonely way, but they are not alone.
The Children's Advocacy Center says community donations like this help them continue offering life-changing support. Let's get a check of your weather now. Hey, Joel.
Hey, good morning. We got temperatures this afternoon in the upper 70s to low 80s. A very comfortable day ahead. Light winds, also some partly cloudy skies. It's going to be a very nice day as we go forward. And we got some rain chances that we're going to be watching for into particularly on Tuesday. This is going to be ahead of a cold front that's going to be moving in as we head into the afternoon. So here it is by the morning, or I should say by noon at that point. We've got some widespread showers here across the area. A couple of thunderstorms could be a possibility ahead of this as well. I think the better chance of thunderstorms is likely going to be over deep East Texas. That seems to be where the highest energy is going to be. But all in all, a lot of us going to be seeing some rain here going into tomorrow. Then cooler temperatures and some gusty winds are what's next on the docket here on Wednesday. Weather impact alert in place for the gusty winds. Up to 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts are going to be a possibility. Also, temperatures in the low 60s as well for Wednesday and Thursday. Then we make our way back into the low 70s by Halloween. And then for Saturday, a couple of chances of rain will be possible. Don't forget to fall back on Sunday morning.
Welcome back to Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. This is what's coming up in our second half hour. Hurricane Melissa is barreling toward Jamaica, now a Category 5 storm. Coming up, what authorities are warning. And day 27 of the government shutdown, we're looking at the growing impact on travel, federal workers, and critical programs. The full story just ahead.
We got some pretty dense fog in some spots this morning that'll quickly burn off, and then a cold front arrives on Tuesday, bringing in some showers and thunderstorms and very gusty winds by Wednesday. We'll go over how high the winds are going to be on Wednesday coming up in your forecast on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Yo on CBS 19+.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon. Jesus Martinez has this Monday morning off. Thank you so much for being with us on CBS 19+. Let's get to a live look of our nation's capital this morning. Today marks day 27 of the government shutdown, and there are more signs of the toll that it's starting to take on travel and on federal employees and programs. The Senate will be back in session this afternoon, but there is little hope for progress. Senators have voted and failed to pass the same GOP funding bill 12 times so far, most recently last Wednesday. Bradley Blackburn is tracking the latest.
In Woburn, Massachusetts, mail carriers were delivering groceries Saturday to local food pantries. The carrier's twice-yearly food drive is taking on extra urgency, with SNAP benefits set to be frozen on November 1st for 42 million Americans if the government shutdown continues.
Everyone steps up. Everyone's here always to help out and provide.
There are similar scenes at food banks across the country, bracing for a spike in need. In Houston, the Military Family Advisory Network is making free food boxes for military families nationwide affected by the government shutdown and a potential lapse in benefits.
There's a lot of uncertainty there, and so it's really creating this perfect storm for people. The uncertainty around pay, the uncertainty around those benefits.
We were not going to support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people.
In Washington, Democrats are standing firm, demanding extensions to health care subsidies. But on Face the Nation Sunday, the Treasury Secretary pushed moderates to end the deadlock.
I would urge moderate Democrats to be heroes, come across the aisle like they did in the spring and pass a clean CR.
On Sunday, one of the nation's busiest airports, LAX, ground to a halt because of staffing problems. The airport was back to normal by the evening, but there could be more turbulence ahead. Air traffic controllers will miss their first full paycheck tomorrow. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Hurricane Melissa reached Category 5 status this morning. The National Hurricane Center is forecasting Melissa will reach Jamaica Tuesday morning, likely to be the strongest storm to ever hit the island. Officials say life-threatening flash floods and landslides are expected. Residents have been cautioned to stay inside, and the Jamaican government already issued mandatory evacuations for several coastal communities, including parts of Kingston. The U.S. is not expected to feel any direct threats from Melissa, although some parts of the East Coast could see rip currents and rough surf. Fort Worth ISD board members will hold its first regular board meeting since the Texas Education Agency announced a takeover. Then on Thursday, the TEA is expected to hold an informal review of the takeover where the district can present its case to the TEA Commissioner Mike Morath. Morath will then voluntarily decide whether to appoint a board of managers and a conservator to oversee the district. Early voting is underway in Texas, and we are breaking down the 17 proposed constitutional amendments on your ballot in November. Today, we're looking at Prop 12, which would change how judges are appointed and paid and could shift more power to the governor. Ashley Godot has more.
Early voting is underway, and to help you get ready, we're walking you through the 17 proposed amendments to the Texas Constitution on the November ballot. Let's talk about Prop 12. Here's what you'll see on the ballot. The constitutional amendment regarding the membership of the State Commission on Judicial Conduct, the membership of the tribunal to review the commission's recommendations, and the authority of the commission, the tribunal, and the Texas Supreme Court to more effectively sanction judges and justices for judicial misconduct. The State Commission on Judicial Conduct is the agency that investigates claims of misconduct against judges. Right now, the governor, Texas Bar, and State Supreme Court each appoint a certain number of members. Under Prop 12, the State Bar won't get to appoint any members, giving the governor the power to appoint 7 of the 13, all of which, though, would need Senate confirmation. The 7 judges that make up the panel that reviews the SCJC would all be appointed by the Chief Justice of the Texas Supreme Court, and judges would get a little boost in pay. Now, supporters say Texas judges need more money so that we can keep talented professionals here. And they note that this could help ease the backlog of complaints against judges. But opponents, including the Travis County Democratic Party, are concerned about the governor having too much influence over the commission.
To change the composition in the way that the amendment calls for puts more power in the governor's hands in terms of appointments, and also the Texas Supreme Court. It can become overly politicized, and so we did not want to support something that put more power in the governor's hands to appoint members to punish judges.
The choice, though, is up to you to vote, Texas.
So for any information you might need for this year's election, get the CBS19 voter guide. You can have it sent straight to your phone just by texting the word vote to 903-600-2600. All right, it's time for some trending news this morning. Nelly Furtado fans are waking up to some surprising news. The 46-year-old singer says she is stepping away from performing, and it's unclear if she'll return. Furtado says she wants to focus on other creative projects, but hasn't shared what's next. She recently released her first album in 7 years and toured this summer, but now she's hitting pause on the stage for now. Remember that song, I'm Like a Bird? I'm like a bird, I'll only fly away. That was her.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, unfortunately, I am not accustomed to this music.
He does not know Nelly's music, but I'm sure for her fans, it's really tough, whenever they step away. But, you can still listen to her anytime you want. Just hit her on the streaming, right? Absolutely. All right, if you're looking for a wild but friendly experience, Florida has just the spot. It is called the Capybara Cafe, where visitors can meet exotic animals like capybaras, lemurs, and even skunks. Okay, you lost me, it's skunks. The cafe is more than just fun. It's part of a conservation effort run by Noah's Ark Sanctuary, which provides many of the animals and ensures they get the care that they need, including pool time for semi-aquatic capybaras. Animals rotate daily, and visiting is completely voluntary, making it safe, educational for everyone. The sanctuary is expanding to a new and more accessible location, continuing its mission to educate the public and protect wildlife. Never thought about cuddling those creatures, but they need love too.
Yeah, absolutely. I can hear my fiance saying to me, Joel, can we go to that capybara cafe? Can we go there?
And can we have
she would
a
be all
capybara?
over that, absolutely. Can we even have one?
Yeah.
She'll joke with me. She'll be like, can we have like penguins in the basement and stuff? I'm like, I don't know about that, babe.
What was that movie with the penguins with the guy? It was Jim Carrey had penguins that followed him all around.
Mr. Popper's Penguins.
That was really good.
Oh man, it's been a while since I've seen that one.
I saw it recently randomly. I woke
Did you
up
really?
and it was on, yeah. But my
Oh my
daughter
gosh.
used to want a capybara, and I'm like, no ma'am.
No ma'am. No ma'am.
No ma'am.
Oh my goodness.
All right, a nightmare for some kids is now a dream for 13-year-old Jackson Amick. He's been collecting all things Halloween since the age of 3 and now transforms his Royal Oak front yard into a haunted display. What started as a passion has become a fundraiser, helping kids with cancer. He was diagnosed with leukemia 5 years ago. Jackson is now cancer-free, and he uses his haunt to raise money for special chemo shirts at local hospitals. New additions this year include a custom creature from Make-A-Wish that keeps the scares coming and the smiles. Wow. Well, if you're brave enough, they'll keep coming too.
Man, he's got quite the vision there. I mean, that's a full-on
amazing
haunt there.
I would go just for him and what he's trying to do for kids.
I would too. Wow. And
I'd be scared to death, but I'd do it.
I'd be scared for the kids.
All right, located about 75 miles east of Ontario. Are we going to go to weather first? No, we're going to do this. I thought I missed it.
Oh.
Sometimes I do.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Located about 70 miles east of San Antonio, a closed-down Catholic health care facility is considered a hotbed of haunted activity. If we haven't scared you away enough, don't say we didn't warn you. The hallways of Yorktown Memorial Hospital were once filled with doctors, nurses, and patients. Now they're home to spirits and those who want to connect with them. Danny Hermosillo has the story.
I encourage you to be respectful when you try to communicate with these spirits, because They may have went through a lot, and we may not truly understand their stories.
The hallways of Yorktown Memorial Hospital were once filled with doctors, nurses, and patients. Now they're home to spirits and those who want to connect with them.
Some people believe this is one of the most haunted, abandoned hospitals in the entire world. I've experienced some things that I really can't quite explain.
Fred Garcia Guzman and his brother Steven run Curious Twins Paranormal. They recently purchased the building to preserve its history.
In 1951, the Felician nuns of the Roman Catholic Church opened it up. They ran this all the way until 1986 when they had to close it down just due to economic reasons and other hospitals being built in the area.
While the people may be gone, their legend lingers. Once a place of healing, it also hid a dark side.
As he got older, he got a nickname in the family, and it wasn't such a nice one. It was the Butcher. And that's because he committed several mistakes, and those mistakes operated from having amputations of the wrong limb.
Joining this night's tour is Ken's 5 director, Jill Manuel. She has a personal interest in the hospital since 5 of her relatives died here.
I'm nervous, but I'm really excited, and I'm hoping that I capture something and make myself a real true believer, but we'll see.
As the tour travels down the dark corridors, a few guests report unusual encounters.
My back is freezing.
Yeah, your back is colder than your front.
While there's been a shortage of actual personal incidents tonight, a lot of the ghost hunters here are using apps that vocalize some of the things that are supposedly in the atmosphere. And they've heard some interesting things.
Are you scared?
No. Are you?
Apps like GhostTube claim to detect paranormal activity and give them voice. Some of the disembodied voices appear to want to share their story.
What happened to me?
What happened to you? If we're talking, you might have died.
Other ghost hunters use devices like electromagnetic field detectors and balls that light up to make contact.
Make it light up again. You did it before. See if you can do that for us again.
There you go. Look at that. Full spectrum.
That's it. Isn't that fun? Play with the ball some more. There you go.
Whoa.
Good job.
During a late-night seance, some of the spirits seem talkative, others menacing.
Yes or no?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Find me.
Yeah.
Whether or not you believe in ghosts, Yorktown's Memorial Hospital will leave you with a lasting impression.
That is right. That was a little spooky there. Holy moly. Also a little bit spooky is the current visibility. It's definitely kind of giving you that Halloween type feel if you're thinking in that direction. But we got very low visibilities to walk outside with, especially in some of our eastern counties. Down to half-mile visibilities right now in Carthage, 3/4 mile visibilities in Center. We also have 1.5 mile visibilities in Palestine. A lot of 3 and 3/4 miles of visibility. That is very hard to say this morning, everybody. 1 and 3/4 mile visibilities this morning in Henderson. So very low visibilities this morning. You can kind of see it a little bit over the trees in Nacogdoches this morning. Temperatures now in the upper 50s to low 60s across the area. And as we continue on through the rest of this morning, we'll build those temperatures into the upper 60s by 11 o'clock, and beyond will be in the upper low to mid 70s, and then eventually upper 70s by the evening. Should be a pretty comfortable day. We'll see highs around 79 degrees, partly cloudy skies, also a light southeast breeze of around 5 miles per hour. And over the next 3 days, we are going to continue to watch those temperatures in the upper 70s. Then for Tuesday, scattered thunderstorms are going to be possible ahead of a cold front. And then here is the kicker here. Once that moves through, drier air comes in, heavier wind gusts come into play as well. So we have weather impact alert in place for Wednesday for the potential for 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. We're going to go over the timing and all of that, and we're also going to be taking a look at what happens after all of that in your full forecast coming up.
Thanks, Joel. Well, your spine affects more than you think, from getting out of the bed to walking your dog. Coming up, why experts are saying maintaining spine health is the key to mobility and quality of life. And doctors are urging families to get flu shots now, why October is the best time to get vaccinated. We've still got that coming up for you here on Morning Y'all. Time for a health check this morning. Now's the time to get your annual flu shot. The Associated Press reports that pediatricians are urging people to get vaccinated after last winter saw the most flu-related child deaths in the U.S. in 15 years. October is the best month to get vaccinated as cases tend to ramp up in November. The flu shot is recommended for everyone ages 6 and older, but more than half of kids in the U.S. don't get vaccinated. A new study confirms what many of us already knew. During cold and flu season, the germiest group is young children. Research from Children's Mercy Hospital found pre-kindergarten and elementary school students have the highest rates of virus detection and can have up to 10 respiratory viruses a year. It can be tough to prevent kids from getting sick, but doctors say hand washing and staying up to date on vaccinations critical. New information about the healing power of music now. A study published in Scientific found that while listening to music can't eliminate the pain, it can reduce the perception of pain and increase pain tolerance. And research has shown that though this works with any kind of music, the strongest effect is when people listen to their favorite genre of music. Well, it is Spine Health Awareness Month, and you may not think much about your spine, but it supports your body, right? Allowing you to move, to stand. It also protects the nervous system. But as we age, keeping the spine healthy gets harder as it can weaken and wear down over time. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has ways to protect your spine and lessen the risk of major medical issues.
The simple things you may take for granted, like getting out of bed or walking your dog, are all made possible by your spine.
As we age, it's imperative to pay attention to how the spine actually changes.
Dr. Terrence Verla with the Orlando Health Neuroscience Institute says as we age, spine health gets harder to maintain and can lead to limitations in our mobility and affect quality of life. To protect spinal health, he says have a healthy diet with foods rich in vitamin D and calcium that can help strengthen bones and keep your body physically fit through exercise and by maintaining a healthy weight. He also says posture is important.
It helps keep the spinal column neutral and evenly redistributes the load in a way that can maintain a healthy spine and a healthy lifestyle.
Verla says one of the most common spinal conditions later in life is degenerative scoliosis. As joints wear down, it can create a curvature in the spine.
Those patients could have back pain, pain shooting down their legs, numbness, tingling, and sometimes even weakness.
If you have any of those symptoms, Verla says to see a doctor, as early detection and treatment can help keep the condition from progressing.
It is a reason to at least consult with your primary care provider who can order all the necessary tests or just a simple x-ray to figure out, what's going on.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, good morning, everybody. Let's get into your forecast for today. We're looking at a pretty pleasant day as we head into this afternoon. We got upper 70s to low 80s on tap for this afternoon. Partly cloudy skies and light winds. Not too shabby as we head into your first day of the work week. Fire danger nice and low here across much of the area. As a matter of fact, all of the area is under that low risk, so that is some good news there. Still have those burn bans that continue to be in place across much of East Texas now, not including Anderson County at this point. That has been lifted. We're going to keep a close eye on these counties as we head into the later parts of this week for any updates there. More rain is on the way into tomorrow. That's going to be ahead of a cold front that'll be moving in by tomorrow afternoon. So we got some light showers ahead of this cold front during the beginning half of the day. A couple of thunderstorms could be possible over the central parts of the area by the middle afternoon, and they will really start to pick up speed over deep East Texas. You can see some of those darker colors there, so a little bit more intense in the way of rainfall and thunderstorms over deep East Texas. But as that continues to move through, temperatures drop, of course, got a cold front, 50s behind the front, potentially starting off in the 40s by your Tuesday. And then another thing we're going to be watching for is the winds to really pick up by your Wednesday. We're looking to be really windy, very gusty as well. So the CBS19 weather experts have declared Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. a weather impact alert day. 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts are going to be a possibility. Make sure, there's a lot of Halloween decorations outside right now, a lot of loose objects. Make sure you bring those in or secure them down. And of course, download our CBS19 app for the latest information on the winds going forward. Now, your 7-day forecast shows a very comfortable week ahead, especially after that cold front moves through. Winds really start to lighten up by Thursday. Halloween looks great, 70 degrees there, sunshine, a couple showers possible by Saturday, and then we fall back Saturday night.
Lately, there's kind of been a chill in the air, a little less today than it has the last couple of days, which means, at least for me, it's time for chili. But here's the hot debate: beans or no beans? Some say chili should be all meat and spices, no beans allowed. Others swear beans make it heartier and more flavorful. So we want to know what y'all's take is. I want to know from you, not being from Texas, is there this debate in other states, or is it just here in Texas?
I don't think so. This is really, honestly, the first time I've heard this debate, so it must be a Texas thing, yeah.
I think it is a Texas thing.
Interesting.
Let's see what the people are saying. I'm like, absolutely beans. You said you're either way.
I'm honestly either way. Just depends on where it is. Like somebody had said, if it's on a hot dog, probably no beans there, right?
Absolutely no beans there.
Yeah.
Karen says beans. Let's see, Dwayne says there's chili, and then there's chili with beans. So those are different forms of chili, I guess, because naturally occurring chili has no beans in it. You would have to add them.
Wow, that is big brain right there.
Let's see. Chili con carne suggests the meat is the optional ingredient. Let's see. It depends on if it's chili and beans or just chili, LOL. And people are so funny. This has to do a lot with like competition. So in competition, like no beans in the chili, but then there's a separate category for some.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
I
knew that there was competitions. I didn't know there was a category.
Well, I didn't know that until I started judging chili competitions. And the chili, like terlingua, that kind of style chili, which is like a big competition here in Texas.
Sure.
It's definitely no beans. But then there's a category for with beans. I just happen to like it better with beans, y'all. That's it.
No kidding. That's awesome.
All right. You know what? Do you want to win tickets to Wonder Screams in Shreveport? You can tell us about your chili, the way you like it, the way you cook it. You'll have a chance to win just by answering our question of the day. You can win a family 4-pack of tickets to this haunted attraction. So head on over to our Facebook page and share your answer. And today's second winner of a family 4-pack of tickets to Wonder Screams in Shreveport is Sarisa Davis of Tyler. Congratulations. Stop by our station, which is located in Tyler, to pick up those scary tickets. But it sounds like fun. Okay, we're about to step away for just a moment while we break into our over-the-air broadcast. We got a news update headed your way. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on CBS 19 Plus. Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon. Thanks for being with us for this news update. The Log Cabin Fire Department is closing its doors after more than 40 years of service in Henderson County. Officials say the closure takes effect October 31st, blaming a lack of volunteers and funding. A spokesperson says the department has struggled to operate on limited resources, calling it part of a national trend of declining volunteerism. The department thanked the community for its years of support and service. In Linden, an East Texas man is accused of recklessly firing a gun and endangering multiple children. Officers were dispatched to an area off of South Taylor Street around 9 p.m. Friday. A search warrant was issued for Wrangler Price's home. Officers found and seized several guns and determined Price acted recklessly. He was booked into the Cass County Jail on deadly conduct, child endangerment, and unlawful possession of a firearm charges. A Rusk County man will spend life in prison without the possibility of parole after being found guilty of continuous sexual abuse of children. Daniel Alton Flanagan was arrested back in February at his home after a victim came forward and reported the abuse to Rusk County Sheriff's Office. The Children's Advocacy Center got quite the gift, a $50,000 donation to help the most vulnerable in Smith County. The money was raised by first responders in a charity golf tournament, helping fund critical services for children who have been victims of abuse, neglect, or violence.
There is a large-scale system happening to ensure that a child, from the moment of their outcry all the way through the healing process and the legal process, is met with tailored care for every inch of their case. And so all of that is at no cost to our clients or to their caregivers and families.
I often think that I wish children knew that what's happening to them is happening in a very lonely way, but they are not alone.
The Children's Advocacy Center says community donations like this help them continue offering life-changing support. All right, let's get over to Joel now, see how our weather's shaping up this week.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Yeah, temperatures this afternoon are going to be very pleasant. We got upper 70s, low 80s, just a little bit above average, but nonetheless, it's a very nice day. Light winds, partly cloudy skies. It's going to be a very nice day as we go into this afternoon. Now, rain will be returning to the forecast tomorrow. That's going to be ahead of a cold front. As it continues to move to the south, we got some light showers beginning to develop. A couple of thunderclaps could be a possibility, especially as it continues to move over deep East Texas. Could have some heavy downpours in some places, but overall, mainly just expecting rain. Again, you can see some of the heavier showers and thunderstorms beginning to develop over deep East Texas. But after all of that, colder temperatures and gusty winds are definitely going to be an issue, especially when it comes to the gusty winds, of course. Temperatures, on the other hand, going to be very pleasant. We got 60s all the way through Thursday. Weather impact alert for that possibility for some 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts. So we will keep you updated on that as we go into the next 48 hours.
News before you go this morning. Former NFL star and East Texas native Adrian Peterson is under arrest again, this time in Sugar Land near Houston. Police say he was taken into custody Sunday for allegedly driving while intoxicated and unlawful carrying of a weapon. Peterson is set to appear in court today, and authorities say this case is still under investigation. Early voting underway in Texas with 17 constitutional amendments on the ballot. Prop 12 would change how judges are appointed and paid and give the governor more power over the state Judicial Conduct Commission. Supporters say it helps manage complaints, while opponents worry that it gives the governor too much influence. And after more than 40 years, the Log Cabin Fire Department is closing in Henderson County. Officials cite a lack of volunteers and funding, part of a national decline in volunteer fire departments. The department thanked the community for its years of support.
All right, here's one more look at your 7-day forecast before you head out. Lots of great weather here as we head into this afternoon. A little bit of fog going into this morning. Should be burning off by around 9 o'clock this morning, so it shouldn't be too bad. But this afternoon, partly cloudy skies, 79 degrees is what we got for you. And then a cold front comes in by Tuesday. Got some scattered showers and thunderstorms possible into the afternoon. And then once that passes, we got some gusty winds likely into your Wednesday. Again, we're talking about 40, 45, potentially even 50 miles per hour in some spots. So that will be enough to at least possibly issue a wind advisory from the National Weather Service. And we'll keep you updated on potential counties in that advisory should we get one. But that weather impact alert is still there, as declared by the CBS19 weather experts, for that possibility of some heavy wind. And then we are going to be very nice Thursday. Halloween looks fantastic. We got 70 degrees there. And then, Dana, we fall back on Saturday night. Can you believe it?
No, it's already here. I can't believe it.
I know.
Excited about that extra hour, not excited about it getting dark so early, but that's neither here nor there at this point. We're going to tell you something good, or actually show you something good. Body cam of an officer finding the good boy. The officer saw the dog wandering alone, opened his patrol car door, and the friendly dog jumped on in. The officer then brought him to a vet to see if there was a microchip. There was one, and it showed the dog named Luca belonged to an owner named Gabrielle, who had lost him 7 years ago.
Wow.
Joel, can you believe that?
No kidding.
Gabrielle never gave up hope, keeping Luca's microchip account active and paying the yearly fee just in case the dog was found. Now she and Luca are back together again.
Oh my goodness.
7 years.
7 years.
That is wild.
Wow.
That's wild.
That's awesome. That's great news.
That's a good story to leave you with today.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being with us here on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. Please join us over on the noon show. We'll have that for you on CBS 19 and CBS 19 Plus. And for the latest news and weather throughout the day, stay right here. Here's a look at what's coming up.